Hello everybody, let's talk about evolution. The convergent evolution of plants to be more specific. Now first of all, what is convergent evolution? Now to put it in short, convergent evolution is a phenomenon where two unrelated life forms evolved to have similar physical features and adaptations independent of each other in two different time periods. Now, convergent evolution is very common in both animals and plants. Since evolution is a process that takes millions of years to happen, and Mother Nature is very good at specializing and filling up different niches in the ecosystem. When most people think of evolution, they would think of the examples on animals, since they are more obvious to humans. But without a doubt, plants also convergently evolve, and sometimes they can result in some really interesting results. Now here are the examples of them. Now example number 1 is the cone-like reproductive organs that you can see on coniferous trees and cycads. In terms of taxonomy, cycads and conifers are actually very distantly related to each other. The only thing that they're in common is that they reproduce using seeds rather than spores. They developed cones totally independent of each other. And the reason why is because they can help them produce more seeds and increase the survival rate of them. Besides conifers and cycads, other plants like birches and the hop vines also developed similar reproductive organs. Another example is the relationship between the Anthada and Neatum plants. Both are shade and moist-resistant lianas that grow in humid tropical regions. They come in many different species and most of them are relatively large. The Anthada plant is actually in the same family as the acacia tree. The Neatum plant is actually in this family and is closely related to the Ephedra plant that you can find in North America. Both Anthadas and Neatums developed compound leaves with even numbers of leaflets. So this is the leaf of an Anthada plant. And this is the leaf of a Neatum plant. So can you tell the similarities between them? And also both of them are insect-pollinated plants that have got a reproductive organ in a similar shape. These you're looking at now are the reproductive organs of the Anthada plant, and these are the reproductive organs of the Neatum plant. Both reproduce using big seeds and spread them without the help of animals or wind or water. What's more is that both of them inhabit the same tropical forest in Central Africa and South Asia. Now example number 3 is that both palm trees and cycads have got a really similar shape and adaptations. Palm trees refers to plants in this family, and cycads refers to plants in this order in general. Both of them are really diverse groups consisting of hundreds of species, and both of them can be found in tropical regions in various parts of the world, except for a few species that are native to non-tropical regions. Both of them are single-stemmed, non-woody seed-bearing plants, and they have got large compound leaves. This adaptation allows them to have a smaller surface area per volume ratio, and it also allows them to survive storms and wildfires better. Despite that some of them can become really large, but their structures are still a lot more simple than woody trees. Example number 4, the stone pine and the umbrella acacia. The stone pine or Pinus pini is native to the land around the Mediterranean Sea, and they are a member of the pine family. On the other hand, the umbrella acacia tree is a member of the acacia family. They are native to Africa and the Arab Peninsula. Both species are large woody trees and they've got their leaves concentrated on the top 1 meter of the plant. This iconic adaptation allows them to keep the roots moist and cool, so they're more likely to survive dry seasons. It also allows them to avoid land-based predators like elephants and giraffes, because if they're tall enough then those animals cannot reach their leaves. It can also help them resist shade. Just imagine if one of these trees are growing inside a steep valley, and the sunlight can barely reach them when the angle is too low. Their ability to provide and resist shade is the reason why they're so commonly used in gardening purposes, especially in places that are relatively hot, since we love to use them to provide shade for ourselves. Example number 5. The boat cypress and the coastal red mangroves. Boat cypress is native to temperate swamplands in North America, but the red mangrove is native to tropical coastal regions in various parts of the world. Both are flood-resistant trees that can grow in swamplands. Both of them have got this iconic broad, shallow root system with a big base known as a buttress and those spines known as knees protruding out of them. The base or the buttress can help stabilize them, and those protruding knees can help them breathe. Because swamplands floods regularly and also the oxygen concentration of the soil is very low, so their roots have to be really broad and shallow to get enough oxygen. Now for the final example that we're gonna explore today is the eucalyptus tree and the redwoods, where eucalyptus belongs to the myrtle family and redwoods belongs to the same family as cypress and juniper trees, so they are quite distantly related to each other. Both are large evergreen trees that are adapted to temperate climates, where eucalyptus trees are native to Australia and redwood trees are native to North America, and if the conditions are right, both of them can reach over 100 meters in height. There are actually various species of eucalyptuses and redwoods in the world, and no matter how big they can get when they're fully matured, they started their lives as tiny seeds, where both eucalyptus seeds and redwood seeds are smaller than grains of rice. This allows them to travel a longer distance, and they can form forests easily. And both of them can survive and tolerate forest fires, where the redwoods that you can see in California even requires regular fires to help them reproduce. This adaptation is why humans like to use them for reforestation programs. The examples that I explained above are only one of the few examples of convergent evolution on plants. There are still many other examples out there. Since convergent evolution is really common in the history of life on Earth, and many of them are still being overlooked by humans. This has been a brief illustration of that, and I hope you enjoy our content. So, thank you for watching. If you can learn from our content, then please feel free to like and share it.